we mentioned hops. So hops is very important in brewing beer. Not in brewing ale. Because in this the year of our Lord, 1537, there is a major difference between ale and beer. Ale only needs 2 ingredients: water, grain. Third ingredient, yeast. Right? So here we have yeast, which we are just beginning to learn how to add to it. You make certain that you get the water from a flowing water source. You do not want it from a cistern. You do not want it from a pond. You want it somewhere where the water is moving and fresh. And then, of course, your grain, barley, in this case. So,
some of it is toasted more. The more you toast it, the darker it is.
Indeed. So, you can also put other things into it. For example, in the springtime, I will add something such as elderflower, which gives it a good spring-like flavor. And in the
some elderberry.
And in the summer, I might add something like sandalwood, or I might add juniper, although I prefer to save this for something else that God intended it for, which is juniper. And in the fall, I like to put in one of my favorite spices. What?
What do you put in it?
Coriander.
God's teeth.
What?
I thought you were going to say pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice? Never! Sesame is many things, but sesame is not basic! Nay. So those are the things that you can add. And because we have been brewing for so long, we have recipes that have been passed down from generation to generation to generation. However, it is very different here in England than it is in Germany, where they have started brewing beer. And in Germany, the difference is that in beer, you add hops. And it's very easy to remember this. What's the difference between ale and beer? Because beer has hops. What does beer begin with?
B.
You know what else begins with B? Bunny. You know what bunnies do? They hop. You will never forget again what the difference was.
Beer, bunny, hops.
But in Germany also, those are the only things you can put in beer.
Yes.
They have a law.
Yes, it's called the Reinheitsgebot.
God bless you.
Yes. It is literally the German purity law. It states
I'm
that
sorry,
only...
did you just miss the word German and purity?
Yes, I did. The irony is not lost on anyone, is it? So, yes, it states that only one grain can be used, and that is barley. And water and hops, and then eventually they will put yeast in there because they will allow that. But right now, you can only have those 3 things.
And so if you would ever like to try something that is brewed solely in the manner of the
Reinheitsgebot,
God bless you, you can go to a brewery which is less than a 2-hour carrier drive from Rebel Grove.
It's called Gunpowder Falls.
And they do brew all of their beers according to the
Reinheitsgebot. I love saying that.
And you can try those there. But all these other things, that you try all these different foods and things that can be put into it. You won't find anything like that there because they only do the German purity one. So that is the process for making ale and beer has largely not changed for centuries. The idea is that you have to take your barley,
which has sugars.
If you toast it, you're going to get a little bit of a different flavor. You are going to add this to your water, which is going to create what's called
a wort, along with the yeast, and of course you heat that up before putting the yeast in to bring the sugars out of the grain.
Put in the yeast, or let the air do its job. It starts to eat. The yeast eats the sugar. sugar, and it starts to turn it into alcohol through the process of fermentation. And then you cool it, and you serve it.
Best part. And you drink it.
Now there are different processes. Now you can do top fermentation, bottom fermentation,
Which is called lagering.
lagering. You can do cold fermentation as opposed to warm fermentation, which gives you a very different taste. But we simply do the one part. So that is how we make the ale. And largely what has changed it most over centuries of time is how clean you keep things.
And the bottom fermentation, which is the colder fermentation, has to be under certain conditions. Unless you have a cave, very cold cave somewhere, then you're likely not going to lager your beer.
Indeed. So that is our drink of the day, ale or beer, whichever you prefer, and you can find many different tasty options of both here throughout the village. And we hope that you enjoy that today. We do have another song for you, I believe.